Hello, everybody. How are you guys doing on today? I am super duper excited because I get to hang out with not one, but two amazing authors that I doubly fangirl over as well.
Oh,
The amazing Karen Booth is hanging out with us today, and
hi
Joanne
everybody.
Rock hanging out
Hello.
with us on today. Oh my goodness. So, guys, you know what to do. Like, tag, and share. Tell a friend to come on down to the cafe because first of all, we're going to be talking Texas Cattleman. These amazing authors have a 2-in-1 together. So it's no better duo. I was super duper excited when I saw this duo, this 2-in-1 with Karen Booth and Joanne Rock. So thank both for coming and hanging out with us on the cafe on today. And I'm going to allow you guys to introduce yourself, and we will start with Joanne. Joanne, if you could introduce yourself to our friends today.
Absolutely. Hi, I'm Joanne Rock. I'm a 20-year veteran series romance author. I've been writing for Harlequin since the days of Temptation and Blaze, and I'm excited to be a Desire author now that is short, sexy contemporary. And I'm really excited to get to work with Karen because we're friends anyway. And then they gave us a continuity where our heroines are friends. So we got to chit chat and just have
Yes,
fun. That's
That was
me.
I
awesome.
love that. I love that. Karen, if you can introduce yourself as well, my friend.
Hey, everybody. I'm Karen Booth. Though according to StreamYard, I'm Karen Booth, all in one word. Um, uh, I have been writing for Desire since 2015. So, but Joanne, I'm pretty sure I'm older than you. So I'm not trying to make you seem old. I'm pretty sure
I
I'm older.
think we're right on track.
And yeah, so I write sexy contemporary. I write for Desire, and then I also write as an indie author. And I'm excited to be here.
I love it. I love it. Guys, there you have it. Karen Booth and Joanne Rock hanging out with us here at the cafe on today. Of course, guys, we know we have Tiffany Jones. She's also a
Oh,
super
hi,
fan
Tiffany.
hanging out with us.
Hi,
See,
Tiffany.
we have
Hello.
Paula Robinson hanging out with us
Hi,
on today. Hey,
Paula.
Paula, thank you
Ooh,
for
she has
joining us.
photo
Myra
with Noel.
Myra Cook hanging out with us on this afternoon. Oh my goodness,
Hi,
guys. Veronica
Veronica.
Lockett
Veronica.
as well. Thank you
Thank
for hanging out with
you.
us. Author Sharon Blunt, thank you for hanging out with us as
Yay.
well. And we are going to get started because first of all, you guys know I'm already excited. It's Cattleman, okay? Texas Cattleman. Then I'm gonna throw in Joanne Rock and Karen Booth. It's like no better than that. For you guys, though, because you are not to the town of Royal, Texas, or what have you. You both written for Texas Cattleman before, but if you both could share, we can start with Karen. What is it like to write Texas Cattleman and to write in the town of Royal?
It's awesome. It's super fun. It's also a challenge. I don't really write a lot of Western romance. In fact, I don't write any other Western romance other than the Texas Cattleman's Club books. But I enjoy, shifting gears. And it is cool to write in this little world that is kind of, been fleshed out by authors over a lot of years. So there's different
Yeah.
businesses in Royal that have been, established by other authors and from other books. And that's kind of, I don't know, it's like this little fictional world that, we all get to kind of occupy. So it's
Yeah.
fun. It's
I
hard to
love that.
coordinate all the details, although the editors do an amazing job of keeping us on track and all of that. But the best part for me is just collaborating with other authors. Joanne and I got to go back and forth a bunch because our characters are best friends and we knew our books were going to be back to back. And so that's just really fun, because writing is it can be kind of isolating, ultimately it's just you and the computer most days. And so it's nice to be able to feed off of another author, and especially if it's someone who's a friend. So that part is awesome.
Oh, I love that. What about you, Joanne? Same thing. You have written a couple of books in the Texas Cattleman series as well. What is that like for you?
I love it. I really love going to Royal. And a kind of little bonus aside for me, I'm critique partners with Catherine Mann, who wrote for Desire for years. And I read some of
Uh-huh.
her Texas Cattleman Club stories before I even came to Desire. So,
Uh-huh.
I have a little bit of, very special knowledge of places that she sat, settings in Royal that she developed for her stories. So I like to, because I know those places really well. I read the books. So, and I remember them really vividly because I, critiqued them for her. So I like to, there's Natalie's bridal Valentine shop. That was somebody that she had for a character. So I like to go back there. So that's kind of fun. But the same with, books that Karen has done and people that I'm especially close with and that I worked with on the other continuities, those places really well. So it's easy to give nods to those places and make the books super connected, which I think is what readers love most about Texas Cattleman Club. They really love to come for that tight knit community
Yes.
and the sense of revisiting characters that they have loved. So if I can show, a character Reese Ryan did, and she's flashing her engagement ring, and everybody says, "Oh, I remember that character, Rita."
Yeah.
I love that when I read stories. That's something I
Yes.
really look for. So that's one of the great gifts of Texas Cattleman. And then just the joy of getting to make it more of a communal process, like Karen said, and not just me and my book alone. You can toss some things out to people and say, "Hey, what is that? What's Royal like at Christmas?" And people will chime in with what they did for their stories. And so that's fun to make it fun for us and fun for the readers to add those details in.
I love that. I love that. Hello, Jennifer. Thank you for joining
Oh,
us
hey,
on
Jennifer.
today. And guys, if you are just hanging out with us, we are super duper excited because Texas Cattleman, guys, with Karen Booth and Joanne Rock, their books is book 3 and 4, and this is Texas Cattleman's Club, The Wedding. You got 4 weeks for to forever is Karen Booth, and you have a make believe match, which is Joanne Rock. And the special thing about it, guys, you can actually get both of them together in this amazing special 2-in-1. So I'm super duper excited about that. Now, Karen and Joanne, let's talk the titles of your books. Joanne, yours is Make Believe Match. Can you tell us a little bit about that? Y'all know I love titles, in addition
I
to
love
amazing
titles.
covers. But can you tell us a little bit about it? Was that your original working title, or
It was
it came about a little later? And Karen, you're going to answer that same question too.
Okay.
get ready.
The gears.
For me, it was not my original working title. And, but I don't get attached, especially with
Okay.
Texas Cattleman. I don't, put really much of any title on it because I know it'll be a work in process. But I did pitch. I love the process. Karen knows. I enjoy titles and playing with words that are desire sounding and trying to come up with something fresh that feels like a game to me. So I enjoy titling, and Make Believe Match was something that I came up with and put it on my suggestion list. And, sometimes they pick a title that I come up with, but not always. So it's always, I feel like a win when it's one that that I had suggested to them, Make Believe Match. And it's nice too, because it's something that I haven't really seen, that sense of make believe, but since it's a fake engagement story, I
Yeah.
think it fits really well.
Well,
And I
super
love
cool
your
title.
title,
And yes,
Karen.
it goes really, really well. And you are up next
Right.
4
So
weeks forever. Tell us a little bit
forever.
about that. Again, was it the
So
working title?
Karina, my heroine, spoiler alert. I mean, if you've seen the cover of the regular book, you can see where his hand is. She gets pregnant. She finds out during the course of the story that she's pregnant. So a month before my story starts, they have a one-night stand, and they do not like each other really at all. Or really, it's more she doesn't like him. She's a florist. He's a chef, and when he took over the restaurant, the very first thing he did was cancel their standing flower order with her shop, because in his mind, people were coming for the food, not flowers. And so that was kind of the way they had met. And then, but they end up having a one night stand. And I think it's in book 2 when there's a power outage in town.
Mm.
And it's the night of the power outage, and she doesn't have anywhere to store her flowers, and she's already kind of working on a shoestring. So anyway, but so it was very much, Karina is a divorced heroine, and she really wanted to have kids, and her husband not only cheated on her, he stole a bunch of money from her business over the course of like the last year that they were together. And so she's in her, like, I forget, mid 30s or early 30s. And, she's kind of wondering, like, am I going to be able to have this dream of having a child or whatever? So when she finds out she's pregnant, she's excited about the baby, but the notion of forever is still very much, because Colin is a difficult person and kind of a little too proud, and they have a lot of things to work out. And I liked the idea of, it was just over this course of 4 weeks, because each book is 1 month basically. Could they get to forever? So I was lucky enough that this was one of my titles that I suggested, and they took it, because a lot of times I suggest titles and they do not take them. Anyway, so that's that. I just like the sound of it, 4 weeks to forever. I thought it was good. So
I love it. I love it. And guys, if you're just joining us, we're talking a Texas Cattleman, guys, The Wedding. Book 3 and 4 is Karen Booth and Joanne Rock. These books are available now. And you hear Karen share a little bit about a power outage. And so, of course, guys, in the first 2 books, there's a book by LaQuette. There's also a book by Reese Ryan as well. And someone wanted to know in the comment section, I can let, and Karen and Joanne, either one of you guys can, but for Texas Cattleman, The Wedding, they wanted to know, should they read them in order, or they can read them in standalones? What would you guys suggest for them?
I would read them in order, just because it's all building up to this wedding, and so the wedding plans are kind of in progress, and they're changing as we're going along. And because the power outage influences later books, I mean, I'm sure that all of the stories could be read as standalones, but I think a reader is going to get the most out of it if they read them in order. Luckily, this is a short series. It's only 6. Sometimes they're 9 books. Yeah. Would you agree, Joanne?
Absolutely. Yeah. They read them, and I think to read them in order. And I think that's nice about Texas Cattleman, that it's kind of, lower commitment in the way that it's not always ongoing. It's the wedding or the tornado or the hurricane or, the imposter, the different things that they have going on, so that the series those are limited editions within Texas Cattleman. So if you are interested in the wedding, it's, those 6 books. And then maybe you skip a Texas Cattleman Club series and pick up another one. It's, you don't have to read them forever to, feel like you're staying up to date on the
right.
Right.
And Mara said, time to get started. And yes, Mara, like I said, you have LaQuette, you have Reese Ryan, and then 3 and 4 is where we are now with Karen Booth and Joanne Rock. Now let's talk about these characters a little bit. And Karen, we'll start with you. As you told us, one of your characters is a florist, the other one is a chef. Okay, first of all, how cool and how fun is that? Okay, to write a florist, also to write a chef. Both are, when it comes to weddings, they're both very needed. Like Karen said, it's not a spoiler because it is on the back of the book, guys. There's going to be a secret baby involved. But tell us a little bit about writing your characters.
So Colin is Irish, which I really liked, the idea of the fiery Irish chef. And he's a little bit fish out of water in Royal, because this is not really his vibe, Texas.
Right.
Although he's lived in the US for a long time. And so it's kind of funny, because the whole premise is that the wedding planner really wants Karina and Colin to work closely together, that they want everything at the reception to be kind of cohesive and everything. And so it is kind of an interesting idea, the idea of them collaborating and coordinating and all that kind of stuff. But I liked it because they could kind of connect on this creative, artistic level. You know, there's a lot of creativity in both of their jobs, even though they're very different. And that's part of what brings them together, because they're both people who are really passionate about what they create. And so it's like they see that in the other person, and they kind of, you know, they know what it takes to be creative and to build a business on that. And I identified with that too, because it's the same thing as being a writer. So yeah, it was fun. I mean, I like writing creative people. So
I love that. And a great question that Myra wanted to know. She said, how much research did you do on Colin's Irish background?
I did a fair amount. He's not the first Irish hero I've ever written. I've written 2 other Irish heroes. And so, you know, it's mostly like slang and stuff like that. Colin's whole thing is that he grew up, his parents have restaurants in Europe, and both of them are very high achieving, especially his dad. And his dad is also a chef. And Colin just always, he is an only child, and he grew up feeling very unparented, let's put it that way. So he got sent to the US for boarding school, and because he was getting in trouble when he was younger all the time in school in Europe, and they were sort of embarrassed by him, honestly, because he was kind of acting out. And so he came to the US, and he just one year decided he wasn't going to go back for the summer, and he kind of broke his parents' heart. And so there's a lot in that storyline about him, especially with the baby coming to terms with his parents and realizing that, wait a minute, I've been, you know, thinking that I could be this, you know, ship all by myself in the middle of the ocean, and maybe I do need to be connected to my family. Anyway, but yes, so, I mean, I did some research, but I didn't have to do too much, just because it's all taking place in Texas.
I love that. I love that. Aaron, before we go to Joanne, tell us a little bit about her characters. If you had to describe Karina for us, what would you say about her? Karina the Florist.
She is someone who is, she's unsure of herself at her core. And I think to the outside world, people think that she has her act together, that she's successful, but her divorce has really rattled her. And, you know, she's just kind of questioning, you know, you think your life is going to be one thing, and we all have these things happen where something happens and all of a sudden your life is not what you thought it was going to be. And so she's grappling with that. And then it happens again when she finds out that she's pregnant. But I also like the idea that she was sort of surprised by love. You know, she never in a million years thought she was going to A, fall in love again, and B, fall in love with this guy who, you know, when they started out, they did not like each other. And I like writing characters surprised by love. She's not looking for love. That's not part of her plan, but that's what happens. So I like writing that.
That's what happens. I love it. I love it. Guys, if you are just joining us, of course, you see 2 amazing authors hanging out with us. We are talking Texas Cattleman, with Karen Booth and Joanne Rock. Guys, it's a special 2-in-1. You can get them. They are separate, but this is a special 2-in-1, 4 weeks to forever and make believe match. Okay, Joanne, my friend, let's talk a little bit about make believe match. Your 2 characters, you have Jessica Lewis, who's a graduate student, and you also have a bad boy, Oliver, as well. Let's start with Oliver. Let's start with the bad boy. Okay, let's give him a little tea. What would you say about Oliver?
Well, I think he has gone in the bad boy direction just because he's not ready to settle down, and he has had a lot of pressure from his family to be a family person because he's got all these siblings and they're all very staid and secure, and everyone wants Oliver to have that same experience as them. And so that is one reason that makes him resist. He's not ready for that kind of thing. And I think because he hasn't found the right person. That's never occurred to him that he could have that kind of love because he hasn't experienced something like that before. So but Jessica is a very different type of
Mhm.
heroine, certainly, than the women that he's dated before. And I
Yeah.
really enjoyed writing a very kind of blue collar heroine. She's a graduate music student, so she's in a field that is sort of
Mhm.
creatively and maybe intellectual, but she has struggled so hard in her life for anything. Her parents are not wealthy by any stretch. They're ranch workers. They're happy, proud ranch
Mhm.
workers, but that doesn't make for a lot of
Yeah.
money. And so, she's really scrabbled for a way forward to do something different because there's nothing wrong with that life that her parents have. They're so happy, but it's not the life that she wants for herself. She has very different dreams from them. And I think she adores her parents, but she feels a little bit disconnected in the way that, her dreams are so different than what their dreams are. And in order to make them, come to
Mhm.
fruition, it requires money and time and extended education. And guess what? Music might not pay that much back in the long run, which is a daunting realization too when you've worked so hard. And I enjoyed our desire heroes are typically so wealthy. That I enjoy putting
Mhm.
those two characters together because I do think they teach each other and show each other different things about the world. One who's come from one experience and
Mhm.
another who's
Mhm.
come from a very different kind of experience. So I enjoyed putting the two of them together and having them help each other, and maybe each other's eyes opened a little bit to the world and opposite experiences because of that. So yeah, they're very much, it's an
I
opposite decided
love
kind of
that.
story.
Yes, yes. And I also like which of course we enjoy a good fake dating situation or what have you. What did you enjoy about their fake dating situation and bringing those two together?
Well, I was happy to have him surprise her, because he paid
Mhm.
attention to the things that were important to her. And when he proposed this whole madcap scheme of, the fake engagement, he appealed to her in a way, he appealed to her music background. I don't want to spoil what he does, but I think that
Mhm.
piece really swayed her as much as he's got a very intriguing offer that would help her forward. So she listens to him because he has shown he was paying attention to her. And he appealed to her on a very emotional gut level
Mhm.
that makes her kind of open to hearing what he has to say. And I think, that was the first step in, oh, there's more to this guy than what I realized. So I enjoyed that part of their relationship.
I love it. I love it. And Karen and Joanne, I'll allow you guys to get ready. Of course, guys, they're gonna show it just a snippet, just a little something, something to wet you guys' whistle as well. So I'll let them prepare of their snippet that they're going to read. But if you are just joining us, you get a double whammy on today, talking about the Texas Cattleman, The Wedding with Karen Booth and Joanne Rock. And guys, they're going to share a little bit from their stories. 4 Weeks to Forever is Karen Booth, and Make Believe Match is Joanne Rock. Karen, are you ready to
Yeah, I
share
am.
your story?
I am. So, as I mentioned before, Karina and Colin had a one night stand, and then a month later, they find out they've both been hired for the wedding, and they find out that the wedding planner wants them to work together closely. So they have this first meeting that's very kind of I don't know. It's actually sort of funny because he's flirting with her the whole meeting that they're while they're talking to the wedding planner. He's like touching her leg and stuff under the table, and it's pretty funny. But anyway, um, so this is after the wedding planner has left, and they're making plans for their first meeting. They're going to meet at her shop, and he's going to just come in and see how she works and kind of discover her creative process. So that's what we're talking about. Karina drew in a deep breath through her nose. Okay, tomorrow night at my shop, 6 o'clock. That's right after we close. How Colin relished the thought of being alone with her again. Would you like me to bring a bottle of wine? Okay, but no more whiskey. He hated hearing her say that. It created a knot in his belly. Why not? I thought you liked it. I loved it, but it also got me into trouble. I couldn't think straight. Colin dropped his head to one side and shook it, hoping to express his dismay. Karina, that's the best kind of trouble. I would love to get into that kind of trouble with you again. She pressed a finger against the center of his chest. Colin, we are working together. Absolutely not. You heard Riley. She wants no tension between us. And that's the best way to get rid of it. She cocked an eyebrow at him, admonishing him with a single look. Oh, I suppose you're right, but that doesn't mean I won't stop trying. He looked down at her hand, which was still touching his chest, sending a current right through his body. They were all alone in this big ballroom. The building was relatively quiet. The table they'd just been sitting at seemed sturdy enough. Of course, there was also the wall. His mind was a torrent of sexy ideas, kissing her neck again, palming the silky skin of her bare thigh, pushing that dress up past her waist. Can I walk you to your car? I suppose, she said, turning back to the table where they'd just been sitting. But hold on one second. We can't leave those croissants you brought sitting behind. He says, absolutely not. Go ahead, take them. He stifled his grin. He took great pride in knowing at least part of the way to her heart. There's more where that came from. Don't tell me that. It'll only make me feel like I have to be nice to you. She plucked the box from the table and held onto it tightly. Don't you want to be nice to me? I'm thinking I'd like to stay closer to that word you used earlier, cordial. Why only that? She pressed her lips together tightly, scanning his face. Was she thinking what he'd been thinking mere seconds ago? That their attraction was palpable and so worthy to give into? I have a feeling it will help me stay out of trouble.
Oh, awesome. So
oh
good.
my goodness. Okay, if you guys are not okay, oh my goodness, it is available now, 4 weeks to forever. And up next, guys, is Joanne Rock. She's gonna give you guys a little bit of snippet, enough to wet your whistle as well.
Okay. So my heroine, Jessica, this is their first meet, and this is at a kind of exclusive sports club, and my heroine is waiting tables, and she's trying to figure out who these drinks belong to. And she figured out the most recent order. It's really busy, but she's still got one lone glass of champagne on her tray to disperse. So peering back and forth around the patrons congregating anywhere near her designated serving station, Jessica headed for the stairs to return to the bar on the lower level and slammed directly into a wall. Oof! The inelegant sound huffed from her as the air left her chest. Her hand swiped fast through the air to try and right her tray, but it was too late for the champagne glass already tumbling down, then landing awkwardly in a stranger's hand. Because of course the wall she'd run into was a party guest. A very male, very solid party guest in a black silk suit that surely cost more than her car. And just her luck, today his extremely costly-looking suit now wore the whole glass of spilled champagne. Panicking at her gaffe, she took in the rest of him now. From his light brown hair brushed off his forehead to his green eyes and stubbled jaw, he was handsome everywhere she looked, striking even, with a look of mischief in his eyes and a wry smile playing about his lips as he assessed the damage. And possibly her breasts. But then she was still plastered to him. I'm so sorry, she blurted, backing up fast as her face flamed hot. The eyes of the whole party, the upstairs half of the crowd at least, were still on them. So, and then she has to clean them up.
Yeah.
But yeah, they're fun.
I can't believe you with that. So, guys, you just got two amazing snippets. You should be on the edge of your seat. Okay. Both books are available. Maybe Match from Joanne Rock and 4 Weeks to Forever by Karen Booth as well. And of course, we'll be sharing with you later of how you can get a copy of both of these amazing books in the Texas Cattleman series as well. So, guys, of course, you know we have to play a quick round of this or that. It is no right or wrong answer because it is all things according to Joanne Rock and Karen Booth. Are you ladies ready?
I'm ready.
All right, first up, or secret baby, Joanne?
Secret baby.
Secret baby.
Okay, Karen. Okay.
Yeah.
Friends to lovers or enemies to lovers, Karen?
Oh, enemies to lovers.
Friends to lovers or enemies to lovers?
Enemies.
Okay.
Enemies.
Okay. Okay. Book or ebook?
Oh.
Ebook.
Joanne?
Ebook.
Ebook. Okay. Karen?
Yep.
In general, ebook. It's funny. Certain books I buy in print and I don't really have any explanation for why, but in general, ebook because my whole house is full of books.
Okay. All right. Let's see what's next up. Okay, this is a good one. Happily ever after or happy for now, Joanne?
I'm loving happy for now right now. I mean, I built a whole career on happily ever after, but sometimes happy for now is enough. And I am wanting to explore that more.
I
Okay.
agree with Joanne.
Karen?
I think because we're all kind of rethinking what a happy ending is and realizing that it doesn't have to be the same for everybody. Thank goodness. And so I agree. I like happy for now because I think it's more realistic, I guess. I don't know. I just enjoy it's. Even though I love the fantasy of romance, there's something about it feeling like it's really wedged in real life that is very satisfying.
Okay. I love that. I love that. All right. Joanne, beach or mountains? Where are we going, my friend?
Mountains. I've done a lot of beach settings,
Okay,
a lot
Karen?
of beach stories.
Oh, beach.
Okay. Okay. All right. Flip-flops or barefoot, Karen?
Oh, barefoot.
Flip-flops. I don't want to get
Okay.
hurt. I'm going to step on something
Joanne?
if I don't have a shoe on. Always.
Okay. All right, Karen, cowboy boots or that Stetson cowboy hat? Which one we going with?
I guess the hat.
I'm going with the
Okay,
hat.
Joanne?
I'm going with the hat too. I really like,
Okay.
the act of like tipping it up for a kiss, to make a little more room for yourself under the hat and the shelter of a hat. I like that.
Yeah, I do too.
I love it. I love it. And of course, y'all know we got to ask, and these ladies have been here, but of course we got to do it again. Joanne, are you team tea, team coffee, or team something stronger, my friend?
I'm team all of the above.
I think I'm also team all of the above.
All of the above for Joanne. Okay, Karen, what say you, my friend? Team tea, team coffee, or something stronger?
Well, right now I'm leaning toward team something stronger, but I'm with Joanne. All three are good.
All three are good. I love it. I love it. We love playing this or that, the authors, just to get a little take on the inside of you guys as well. So thank you for sharing that. Guys, if you're just joining us, it's been amazing hanging out with Karen Booth and Joanne Rock. Of course, the time goes by. It's so fast. Guys, their latest release with the Texas Cattleman, The Wedding, it is available now. It is a 2-in-1 for Weeks to Forever by Karen Booth and Make Believe Match by Joanne Rock. And of course, there is a special giveaway for you guys. And both of these amazing authors have some amazing giveaways for you on today. And I'm going to let Joanne share what her giveaway is, and we'll share what her is. Joanne?
So I'm going to give away my Return to Catamount series, which is a trilogy of, it starts with an Enemies to Lovers, which you already know that I like, Rocky Mountain Rivals, One Colorado Night, and A Colorado Plain. And I love this series. So this is all yours. And I have print for a U.S. winner, but if we get an international winner, I'm going to send digital to you.
I love it. I love it. And Karen, what is your amazing giveaway on today as well?
All right. I just got this in the mail an hour ago. This is the Australian edition
Super cool.
of our little duet of the two books we've been talking about today. It's larger print. I'm not saying you shouldn't buy these books in the US also, but it is kind of cool to get the Australian only edition. So I'm going to give this away.
Nice.
And if it's an international winner, I'll just
I love it. I love it. And they are Tiffany loves it, and Jennifer is saying awesome giveaway as well. So we're going to start with Joanne's giveaway, and you guys already do it. I'm going to go down, and Joanne has the honors of telling me when to stop, and person will get that lovely trio. Okay, I'm ready, Joanne, when you are. Let's take Tiffany down. Her comment. Okay, I am moving, Joanne. Let's see. Okay.
So tell you when to stop?
Stop. And it's not Tiffany. Her name just came back up. So ignore that. Let me remove that. Hold on. Let's see. Tiffany, I don't want them to think that it's rigged. Okay, let's start over. Okay, Joanne, I'm ready.
So you're counting down and I tell you when to stop.
Yes.
Yeah, okay. I'm just scrolling, and whenever you tell me to stop.
Stop.
Okay. Clicking. It's coming. Okay.
I did say stop.
There it is. Myra Cook with flip-flops. Myra, you are the winner of that amazing trio.
Congratulations.
We will make sure that you get a copy of that. Congratulations, Myra. All right, let's take Myra down, and we're going to start over. Karen, you're up next for the Australian edition of this amazing duo, 2-in-1. Okay, let me start over. All right, everybody's in the running again. Okay, I'm ready, Karen, and I'm moving.
Stop.
Okay. Let's see. Author Sharon Blunt, you are the winner of the Australian edition.
Awesome.
As Karen said, it's in large print. Well, it's a 2-in-1. Inbox me your information. I will get that over to Karen as well. Oh my goodness, guys, it's been amazing hanging out with Karen Booth and Joanne Rock on this evening. Thank all of you for hanging out with us today as well. Joanne, can you please share with us, and Karen, it may be the same places, but if you guys can let them know how they can get their hands on a copy, and can they get them separately? Is it only in the 2-in-1? Like, just let them know how they can get it. And I'll start with Joanne.
So yeah, you can get the digital versions individually, but for print, they're doing print now. Okay. You can only get print copies of the books as the 2-in-1s, but they are offering them on a special discount, so they're cheaper than the print books separately used to be. So we're hoping that that's kind of a draw for readers to grab print, but you can grab them individually digitally, and you can get them anywhere books are sold, any of the online retailers, and the print copies, look, Target, Walmart, those kinds of places, and Barnes and Noble, of course.
I love, y'all heard Joanne. You can go and get a copy of this 2-in-1. I'm just gonna tell y'all, go and get 2-in-1, okay? Because you need both of them. As well, it's 3 and 4 in the Texas Cattleman series as well. Go ahead, Karen.
Well, I was just gonna say, I just love the fact that it's not only books 3 and 4 in the series, but that our heroines are best friends, and so it really is just like one, great read all back to back.
I love that. I love that, guys. You heard it here at the cafe. It is available as a 2-in-1. Karen and Joanne, they are definitely going to share with us how we can stay connected with them. And even in staying connected with them, guys, they both have groups on social media that you can join. Take a look at their backlist as well. So, Karen, how can these amazing people stay connected with you, my friend?
The best way is just to go on my website, which is karenbooth.net. That has links to all my social media. There's also a link on there for my Facebook reader group, which people definitely should join if they aren't already in there. Just because that's probably the place I hang out the most on Facebook. And it's a small group, so it's fun because people know each other and we just talk about books and stuff like that. So, but just go to my website. It's all there, KarenBooth.net.
I love that. And guys, we'll definitely put that in the comment section. And yes, her reader group is amazing. And you do talk about lots of books as well. Joanne Rock, tell us how they can stay connected with you, my friend.
I would love it if people would sign up for my newsletter that you can find at joannerock.com. That's where I, keep people very up to date on my goings on if you're interested. So that's joannerock.com, and just click on my newsletter, sign up. But also I have a very active Facebook page. It's facebook.com, Joanne Rock author. And my reader group is the Rockettes, Joanne Rock's Rockettes. And I try to keep that entertaining and fun as well. So those are some places to find me.
I love that. I love that. And guys, I can second both of these authors. I'm a part of both of their amazing Facebook reader group as well. So definitely join them. Joanne's information is on the screen. Definitely go to her website, sign up for her newsletter. Go to Karen's website, sign up for her newsletter, and stay in contact with them as well. And of course, guys, once you get your hands on a copy of this amazing 2-in-1, and you have read their story, definitely leave a review. I know that both Karen Booth and Joanne Rock will be so appreciative for your review. Same thing, if you see it out in the wild, take a picture, tag them in it as well. I know that they would enjoy that too. And again, it's just been amazing hanging out with these two authors and talking about the Texas Cattleman, The Wedding, and both of their stories that is in it. I'm going to allow both of them with their last words of what they want to say with you, and we will start with you, Joanne.
I just want to thank you so much for joining us. I really appreciate the reader support. It means so much to me. Thank you. And thank you, Angela, for allowing us to come here and talk about books. This is such a fun opportunity for Karen and I to get to visit this way and to get to connect with readers too. So thank you, thank you, thank you. I would not get to do this without you, and I very much appreciate that.
I love it. Thank you, Joanne. And what would you say to the people, your last comment of the day?
We'll just echo what Joanne said, which is just, all the reader support. It's the whole reason we do this. Mm-hmm. And so anytime anyone takes the time to read one of my books or stop by a Facebook event or anything like that, it just really means a lot. I do want to point out too, because I don't know, well, Angela knows about it, but I actually dedicated this book to Angela. Yes. For being, it says for Angela Anderson.
I'm trying not to cry on camera, Karen.
Thank you for being such a stellar ambassador for romance.
Yeah.
And it's true. You're like the Energizer Bunny. I don't know how you do it all. You are everywhere at all times and have so much going on. And, we just all really appreciate you. I know the Desire authors in particular, we all really appreciate you. So thank you.
Thank you.
Oh,
cheers.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Karen. And thank you so much, Joanne. I appreciate you both. I am totally a super fan of you guys. And so, like I said, when I saw that you guys was in the two, I was like, oh my goodness, Karen Booth and Joanne together. It was just super excited. So thank you guys for accepting the invitation to come and hang out with us here on the cafe. And of course, both of you guys know that it is an open door at the cafe for both of you guys. And guys, it's just always amazing to hang out with authors and to talk about books and to be able to bring you guys to other readers who enjoy your work, or even new readers as well. So guys, that is our show today. It has been amazing hanging out with Karen Booth and Joanne Rock on today. As we stated, guys, go out and get the next read in the Texas Cattleman series, book 3 and 4. 4 Weeks to Forever is Karen Booth, and Make Believe Match by Joanne Rock. It is in stores wherever books are sold. Go get your copy. Make sure you leave a review. And as we always say, guys, have an amazing day, because we're having an amazing day. And until next time, we'll see you guys later. Bye-bye.
Thank
Bye,
you.
everybody.
Take
Bye.
care. Thank you so much.